Welcome to Round Glass. I'm Yael Shy. Thank you for joining me for this meditation as we explore the feelings of disconnection and loneliness from others, from ourselves, and from life itself, and how to plug back in when that juice of life feels like it's missing. So, my first question for you is, what helps you feel connected? Please feel free to share your answer in the chat if you're comfortable. And I'll share that for me, when I'm feeling lonely, disconnected, alienated from my body and from life, sometimes a long conversation with like a dear old friend brings me back to myself in a way that really nothing else can. So, what about you? Have you ever felt lonely when surrounded by people? That happens to me from time to time for sure. And when I find myself in that position, I think it's often because a part of myself is alienated or disconnected from another part of myself that wants to be seen. So it can feel like this mode that I'm in, that maybe I've just been stuck in for a little too long, is not recognizing some other just as valid, real part of myself. So, for instance, if I've been spending a lot of time with my kids, I have two small kids, and I'm in like total mom mode, then sometimes some part of myself that's like party dancing queen really wants to be seen and wants that connection with life. It wants to have that kind of camera on it. Sometimes, other times, when I've been like working for hours on end, staring at the screen, sometimes I just feel like, where is the air on my skin? Where is the ground beneath my feet? How can I connect myself to this living, breathing world of life? And so there are in these moments opportunities to connect ourselves, to plug back in. And sometimes it can really feel in our bodies like we're lonely, and that what we're really lonely for is life, is that attention, is our own gaze upon the fullness of who we are. And so in our meditation today, we're going to open up that possibility to really see ourselves and to provide the space for all parts of ourselves and our senses to engage more fully with life. So let's begin. Find a comfortable position. Seat yourself or lay down in a way that feels comfortable, upright, alert, and ready to soften and release into your senses. You can close your eyes or you can keep them softly focused about 45 degrees in front of you. Roll back your shoulders and let your shoulder blades slide down your back. Open up across the heart if you're seated, and lift up through the crown of the head if that feels okay for your body, bringing your chin about parallel to the floor or very softly downwards. If you're lying down, feel free to really let the floor or let whatever you're lying on hold you and support you as you sink into this meditation. Take a few deep breaths to soften, to release, to let go of any place you were, anything you were doing before you logged on to this meditation. And a few breaths to release anything you're going to be doing later. Just settling in to this moment, to this body. Arriving, releasing, and breathing. keep softening the jaw, the shoulders, places where we tend to hold the tension. And as we come closer to our experience, to our senses, we just keep softly letting go of the storylines and the narratives that move through our minds. They can become sort of like clouds in the sky. And we want to keep dropping in to our bodies, to what's happening inside, and to this moment. As we proceed, your mind will keep wandering. You'll keep getting lost. That is just part of the practice. You can always soften and bring your attention back as soon as you notice you've trailed away or maybe fallen asleep. You can come right back to the sound of my voice wherever we are in the practice. So from this place of release and of stillness, I want to invite you to notice how you're feeling right now. If loneliness or disconnection is present, just notice that. How do you know it's present? How do you know whatever you're feeling is what you're feeling? There's some body resonance of the feeling that's telling your brain this is what I'm feeling. So see if you can drop into where you feel that in the body, whether it's loneliness or disconnection or stress, whatever you're feeling. Ask yourself, how do I know this? How is my body telling me what I'm feeling? What does it actually feel like? What are the sensations involved? If it helps, I'm putting a hand on my chest, and you can do the same thing. Really letting your hand feel what's happening inside. What sensations are present? Is there a weight? Is there movement? What are the textures? What are the temperatures you feel? Continuing to breathe and release. And just notice, just pay attention. Whatever you feel is welcome. It's okay. And we want to learn more about it. Now, if you're experiencing this sensation around loneliness or disconnection, you can ask yourself the question, what part of myself wants to be seen right now? What part needs attention? What part might need some care? And if nothing comes to you right away, just let the question rest in your body and on your heart. Breathe the question. See what comes up for you. What part of myself needs attention, wants to be seen, wants care? You can also say to yourself, I'm here. I'm here. Listening and opening to whatever comes up, whatever arises. And whether you get information about a specific part of yourself, or you just tell your whole self in this moment, I see you, I'm here. See if you can really pay attention and hold that space for the parts of yourself that are seeking connection and that are seeking a witness. Again, you can repeat the words, I'm here, or you're welcome here. Imagine really opening the door, inviting in all the parts that want to be seen. Finally, as we make this room, I want to invite you to notice the sensory input, beginning with the sense of touch that you're experiencing right this moment. Notice what your feet are touching. If you're lying down, notice what you're lying on and the sensations of what you're lying on. If you're sitting up, notice what's right underneath your butt, what's holding you up, the texture, the temperature, the contours of that support underneath you. Notice the feeling of the clothing on your skin as you move up from your feet, upwards through your legs, and all the way through your entire body. The feeling, the sensation of the clothing against your skin. The textures, the warmth. Notice what your hands are touching. any strong sensations within the body. Sometimes that might be pain. Maybe there's also pleasure. Just noticing the sensations through this sense of touch, feel. Now noticing what you hear, the sounds in the environment. That's the sound of my voice, but perhaps you pick up and hear other sounds in your environment right now. The rising and the falling of those sounds as they hit your eardrum. Your mind will likely try and figure out what the sound is. That's normal. And then just release that and see if you can listen a little bit deeper. Listen for the silences between the sounds. Bring all of your attention to the listening. Now move to the inside of your mouth and taste your mouth. Taste what's in there. If it feels like you taste nothing, then notice what nothing tastes like. Dropping into that feeling inside your mouth as a place where you receive information, as a sense gate. Notice the feeling of your tongue, saliva, and the tasting of your mouth of life in this moment. We're going to move to smell. So inhaling through the nose and smelling what it is that you smell in this particular moment. Again, maybe you might smell nothing, in which case, this is what nothing smells like. This is what air smells like. This is what I smell like. Letting this smell information in through the nose, the same time that you're taking in breath through the nose, oxygenating and permeating your body. If your nose is stuffed up, you can always just go back to the mouth and breathe in through the mouth rather than the nose. If your eyes are closed, I want to invite you, if it feels okay for you, to crack them slightly and open them now. And try and really take in what you're seeing. Imagine like this is the first time that you've ever seen the objects around you and what you're looking at. And your mind will pull you in directions and try and get you in to-do lists or in things that happened in the past. That is what the mind does, especially when our eyes are open. And we want to just keep practicing letting those go. We don't have to stop the thoughts, but we don't want to give them our attention in this moment. And just returning to looking around your room, taking in beautiful colors, shapes, the way the light might be hitting different objects, as if this is the first time you are seeing them. Now, you're welcome to lower your gaze or to close your eyes. And notice just what it feels like to be alive in this moment. All this sense information that we've just paid attention to, all the mental formulations and the parts of ourselves that we're welcoming in, that we're inviting to the party of this life. Just sit for a few moments, opening to all of it, opening to life in this moment. I'm going to ring the bell. When I do, you're welcome to gently open your eyes, return your attention back to the screen. So when we slow down to ask our body what it feels and what it needs, what wants attention, then we can go on this journey to finding ourselves again. So often the feeling of loneliness and disconnection is really our life or some part of ourselves calling out for us. And when we reach out for ourselves, when we open up to life, it can alleviate some of that lonely feeling. And this is especially important if there are other people around, because some part of us is not being fully seen by those other people. And so we can do that seeing for ourselves. So take a moment just to notice what's come up for you, how you're feeling about this experience, what might have resonated. ask yourself, or I want to invite you to ask yourself, when does this particular type of loneliness show up for me? This feeling of alienation or disconnection, maybe when you're surrounded by other people. Are there certain times of day, certain types of people, maybe work colleagues, or perhaps some people in our family, where we can't be those full selves, those full people that we really are? And there's no judgment. All of us kind of have to shapeshift in different situations, but we just want to learn more about it. We want to understand who is lonely, what part of ourself is lonely and seeking connection. Anytime you are feeling that type of loneliness, alienation, or disconnection, you can ask yourself that question. What wants to be seen? What wants to be witnessed? What am I longing for? And how can I reflect that, be that mirror for myself in this moment? How can I tell myself, all of you are welcome here? Dancing queen, nature, goddess, mother, all parts are welcome. And you can also ask yourself, is there anybody else I can reach out to that does see that part of myself? Is there any place I can ask, anybody I can seek advice from, perhaps a trusted friend or therapist? All of that is possible for you at any moment. New meditators, it may just be probably easiest to just ask yourself the question, how do I feel? What does this kind of loneliness feel like? And can that be okay? You might want to just stop there. Can I open up to this feeling of disconnection? Can I see it? Because sometimes just the seeing of it helps you to feel more connected. A helpful mantra is this question, how do I feel? What do I need? And then see if you can meet that need. How do I feel? What do I need? Can I meet that need? Can I welcome that emotion? Can I see that part of myself that feels hungry to be seen? And again, you can do this anytime. Walking around, surrounded by people, at a dinner party. What I love about this practice, it's that it's very stealthy. You can kind of just put a hand on your chest or on your legs, and just for that moment, drop in, feel that sense of being alive, feel that you are really here and all parts of you are here, and it is okay. And it is okay to feel what you're feeling, that you see yourself. And sometimes, I've been in places where I was starting to feel that weird sense of like, ugh, I'm all alone, even when there's people here, or I feel so disconnected. I feel so alone. Again, like even when there's lots of people. And a handy trick, a way to kind of connect in to this kind of inner feeling is to go to the bathroom, because people generally don't follow you into the bathroom. Even kids can sometimes be locked out of the bathroom. Go to the bathroom, look yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, like, I see you. I see all parts of you. It sounds cheesy, it sounds a little silly, but it can be really healing to that sense of loneliness and disconnection. If you don't want to do the mirror, you can also just put a hand on your face, a hand on your chest, a hand on your legs, and feel your own touch. Feel that sense of aliveness that's within you, and say to yourself, I see you. I love you. You are welcome. You belong here. It was so wonderful to practice with you today, and I hope that you'll continue to meditate with me. So go to round.glass/Yael. That's round.glass/Yael, Yael. And you can find my new course there, which is called See Loneliness as a Gift. So I hope that you join me for that. It has tools and reminders and practices for all different kinds of loneliness, including this particular type of alienated, disconnected loneliness. So I really hope you'll join me there, and I will see you next time.